In 2022, Prime Video released a TV show that shared several similarities with The Matrix and Westworld, and even though it borrowed elements from both sci-fi franchises, it smartly avoided its predecessors' faults. While the Matrix movie series became increasingly confusing, Westworld presented mysteries that not only took forever to solve but also failed to offer satisfying payoffs when answers were finally provided. Prime Video's The Peripheral, however, understood a crucial lesson that The Matrix and Westworld failed to internalize: complexity only works when it's essential to the story. That's not to say that The Peripheral isn't complex, it is. The show has several moving parts, and it takes a few episodes to grasp what's going on. Similar to The Matrix, Prime Video's series questions the nature of reality itself and includes Westworld's layered storytelling and futuristic technology. The combination of such high sci-fi concepts is incredibly difficult to pull off, but this 8-episode show rose to the occasion. Most importantly, The Peripheral focused on narrative clarity, even with all the science fiction elements essential to its plot. The series was multi-layered and never bogged down by its lore. The result was a show that was incredibly intelligent yet didn't require audiences to use all their brain power to understand what it was trying to say. Where The Peripheral story would have gone in Season 2. The Peripheral was renewed for a second season in February 2023. However, the sophomore season of the series never made it to the small screen as Prime Video cancelled it due to the SAG-AFTRA strike. The cancellation of the sci-fi series was undoubtedly frustrating, given that its first installment ended on an intriguing note, leaving many narrative threads unsolved. While The Peripheral's initial run cleared up most mysteries, the post-credits scene raised more questions. In the showdown between Flynne Fisher, Chloe Grace Moretz, and Charisse Newland, Tania Miller, the former decides to sacrifice herself to save her stub. However, the battle between the heroes and villains was far from over, as depicted in the post-credit scene, which showed Lev Zuboov, J.J. Field, being ordered by the Klept to eliminate any loose ends. The Klept, though important to The Peripheral, were mostly in the background during the first season, but their significance was clear. With the Klept sights now set on Flynne and her family and friends, they were likely going to play a larger role in the show's sophomore season now that their empire was being threatened. Lev's father, who was also absent in the sci-fi show's first season, was likely going to make an appearance in the second season. As for Flynne, her agreement with Lev was off after her mother's illness returned, so nothing was stopping her from going after the oligarch and the head of the research institute. Wilf Netherton, Gary Carr, and Lev enjoyed an amicable relationship. Wilf did as he was ordered, and thus remained in Lev's good books. However, after finding out that the Klept was behind the murder of his family, it's unlikely that he was going to be at the oligarch's beck and call again, and probably would have chosen to avenge his loved ones in The Peripheral's second season. How The Peripheral picks the best parts of Westworld and The Matrix. What The Peripheral did so well was use themes like artificial intelligence, a dark dystopian future, altered reality, and humans' relationship with technology to tell a more grounded story. The series anchored hard sci-fi concepts with a story about family and friendship. Essentially, Flynne's journey wasn't just about uncovering the truth, like it was for Neo in The Matrix. It was also about protecting her loved ones from impending doom. Ultimately, The Peripheral had Westworld's ambition and narrative complexity while avoiding the show's overly complex backstory and diminishing quality. From The Matrix, The Peripheral borrowed the concept of simulated realities and stayed far away from the film's philosophical overload. The Prime Video series recognized what made The Matrix and Westworld great, but it distilled those elements in a less confusing, much tighter format.